Okay, so you were telling us about your Bagua master and how did you integrate what you did with Tim Cartmel into traditional martial art. And then came Taijiquan and
Yes.
all the other experiences. How did it came out?
It's like the destiny, one guy, his name is Alan, okay, Alan Rudolph, he came to the park, early morning, Lumpini Park morning. But I've been there really late, but finally we caught up. Then he came to see me and then asked me for the private class. Then he began to study Bagua with me since then. Every class that he started with me, he will bring his video camera and lecture all class long, every details, and he liked to lecture. My lectures, he will repeat it in the film. Somehow he came with his wife too, Chinese wife. He spent the time with me years, but just private class, Then one day, he came to visit me, as usual. Then that he showed me his iPod video at that time. He showed one video clip, one guy's doing some of Chinese stuff, Chinese martial art, I never seen this kind of boxing before, and I asked him, "Oh, who is it? Who is he? And what the art that he's doing?" He said, "Oh, this is my Taijiquan master. His name is Liliang. He's doing Taijiquan." Whoa! I never see this kind of a Taijiquan before. Even that I study some of our technique Taijiquan, but not like this. So I told him like, "Alan, let me speak out. Your Shifu is very skilled, very skillful. Go back then, to study under him." Alan said, "No, no, 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 no. I came to study under you about Bagua because Shifu Liliang that recommend me that because Alan struck with his Taiji skill. He practiced a lot. He obsessed to practice. In the morning, noon, in the evening, practice a lot. But he struck because somehow. Then Shifu Liliang recommend him to find someone to teach the other art. Somehow it can open his mind and the Taiji ways better."
Okay.
Then Alan told me that too, like, he showed a video of mine to Shifu Liliang. Shifu Liliang said like, "Oh, is this Chinese guy, teaching in Bangkok or something?" And then, "Oh, no, no, he's a Thai." Right. And Shifu Liliang said like, it's quite kind of very, very rare, to find Thai guys practice until to get these levels. I have no clue at what level at all. Then we have arrangement, that Shifu Liliang want to visit Thailand, and we arranged a meeting. At the first time that we met in Lumpini Park in the afternoon. He's very humble, master. He's smiling all the time. He's so polite. He came with his family. Then we have talked a bit, and he asked me to show the form, and his talk at the time I couldn't speak Chinese at all. So Alan's wife, who is a translate, so he's very humble. He called me like 小朋友. He's very humble. I said, no, master, I cannot accept it. He is kind of the high school master. He's just smiling. Then he gave the message like, if I'm available in the morning, he will stay in Thailand for 10 days. So we should practice together. If you expect the word that he used, we can practice together. It's very humble. Then, no, Shifu. I need to study under you. Then the first morning began. He started teaching me something. He taught me some things. At that time, I have my follower, my fellow, want to join the class too. But his disciple said no, only Toni. At that time, I have no clue that what exactly that why, but I just followed his protocol. Then he taught me some things, that I realized after when he told me is Gong. Gong is mean like exercise for close to disciple. But he's very merciless to me, so he taught me, from the first time that we spend the time together. Then we spend the time, and then we have the tea ceremony, sharing each other's. He's very very easygoing, 师傅 at all. Then at the end of the day, that he need to go back to China. He give the words like, Tony, if you have time to go to China, perhaps we can practice together there. At that time, I'm just began my career and have no money, much money, but I have no idea that I can make it. I just like, okay. But Alan and his wife, they are like my families, so they keep sending the email to me that, oh, when are you ready? Tony, I just I'm not sure. I need to work. Many things, many problems that very difficult to go there. But finally, they send me the email more often, and just like, okay, perhaps this July. After that, a few days, they send me the email. We are booking apartment already for you. And luckily, at that year, since I work at the Channel 5, a couple that send me the email that they book apartment already. Then, luckily that year, Channel 5 has the bonus. So I made it.
So at your job,
Yeah.
you had a bonus.
Right.
Specifically at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I went there, and
Perfect timing.
yes, right. It's like a destiny. Then we arrived, at the airport. Then Sufu sent Alan and his wife to pick me up. Then he arranged the dinner for me. Even I want to, give him respect by, have dinner with him. He said, no. You come aboard, we are the one that welcome you, okay? So Alan and Annie is like my bagger, and she got like this. They help me a lot, We need to booking about the summer palace tickets, for monthly, right? Then Sifu Liliang teaching some part that in front of the lake.
Very nice.
Very high hill over there, behind the pagoda that around with the pine tree.
I know exactly what it is. Very beautiful.
Yeah, that people cannot know.
Yeah.
You need to duck under,
you need to go.
and he teaching in front of the lake. He teach me a couple of days. Then a couples called me and told me that, oh, Tony, Shifu want to see you at his house today. Are you available? So he just want to have a lunch with you. All right, come. So I went to Shifu press first time. I sit, and waiting for him. He came out from the room. Annie and Alan stay beside me, and at the small table, he said like this, Zhiqiang. Our art, something we can teach the outsider, like lineage. Just like this, we can teaching, but some part we cannot teach the outsider is the vow for the ancestor. So, would you be okay to become my disciple? So I need to answer immediately because he's very very kind to me and very mercy. So after that, he teach me every day, from early morning until almost like 10 at Yuan. Then after that, he arranged about the ceremony for a disciple. Mostly we need to spend a lot of budget to feed all members of the families. But he said like, oh, Tony, you come aboard, you come from the other country, you need to use a lot of budget already. Just one table for the senior one only. Okay, then he brought me to the Wan'an cemetery, right, to respect Wu Tunan and also the others, right, and he guided me to buy the kuye, the ancient book, two of them, and let the senior disciple, who is professor in the Beijing Language Institute, write all down to me, right? So we went to Wannan in front of the Wu Tunan tombs. I bowed to his feet, truly through my heart, because when I bounced to the ground, he catch my shoulders and lift me up, and become his son. So this is the way that it's my first time that I can feel that why we call 师父, not 老师, because he is a father of mine. So after that, I became his family. Even in my bad situations, Sư Phụ never left me. He took care of me like his child. He sent Alan and Annie bring the medicines, to build my wealth. When I have a operation, hip operations. So this is I can see. After that, I became to his disciple. I totally changed my visions and mindset when I'm teaching. I'm seeking for my disciple without any purpose at all. Whatever, money, belongings, any kind of thing I don't need. The same way that, Sư Phụ Liliang gave it to me. Even after that, Sư Phụ Liliang, passed the message to Alan and Andy that, Toni, you don't need to follow me. You can charge for make the money. I'm okay, right?
So, something that I find interesting, many aspects of the story, of course, are very interesting. But one that could be new to the people that never came to China, or maybe came to China but don't speak Chinese, or maybe didn't find the right masters and so on, is that this that happened to you, which was fast, right? So some people may practice with a master or with a system for 20, 30, 40 years, but never arrive to the point that you arrive in a few weeks.
Yes, right.
And that actually happened very often in China. Like the master immediately see you, and if for him you are valuable, so you understand, you are part of the family, you are very receptive in what he's teaching, then your career, let's call it, it goes really, really fast. If you remain in the larger cycle, maybe that the master for a long time, but it may never actually give you that insights that you got just after like a month or two, because he don't see you as someone who potentially will bring the style forward. It's very elective. It's not for everybody, because actually there is everybody, he picks one,
Right.
But this is what it is. So that's important to know, because many people follow someone and say, oh, this person was student of this famous master for 50 years. And then you touch hands and there's nothing. Say, so what you did for 50 years? I mean, for 50 years, maybe you know the master, he came to the larger, class of the master, maybe every day, but learn absolutely nothing, and the master didn't share the insights of the style. So it's important, this story, because he immediately recognized that you could actually, do something for the style and understand the style, understand the tradition. So your process was faster, which may feel unusual for someone who think, oh, you need 30 years to, knee down and follow the master. Yes and no, actually. The people who follow it for a very, very long time, but are not disciples, and they probably never got inside the house of the master. It never really. Me personally, when I was following my Taiji master in Beijing, after 1 year, which is not much compared to, I just went to his house, eat with him, eat with his daughter. We were cooking together. He brought me to buy the sword and stuff like that. Was my uncle.
Right.
And that makes a lot of difference. Some others, actually, I think they never get to that point. So it's important. Like your life story, I think is very important.
To be 徒弟, and 师父, honestly, I have no idea before about the lineage of his. I have no clue that he is a disciple of Wu Tunan at all. But the first impression that I care is about his ability. I don't care much about the lineage at all. Because when he teach me, he can tell you every single details. Why is this? Why is that? And increase ability of mind. And some of his processings that change my set of mind too. That's why I can call him Shufu totally true in my heart. And the way that he take care of me without any profit. He came to teach me every day. It's long term, right? And this is the way that
if you need to go.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay, cut. To be like Tuti and Shufu, in the way of mind, it's not about to positioning that you special than the others at all. No. It's the way that he treat you.
Yep.
Shufu has a fu inside, like father. So I can feel from his heart, that he's take care of me like his son. That's why. About the art itself, I never care about the lineage much because I have no idea. As I told you, that he is a disciple of Wu Tunan. I know after. The impressive of his skill, that's the main things that I care about. Okay, and he is the one that can increase my skill. That's the second priorities.
Yep.
Right. And more than any things that about the martial arts skill, it's about morality. To be the good person. And to be the good family. Also to be the good school.
Yeah.
That's the main key of his. This is the way. Okay.
So thank you, Tony, for all of this. That was really, really nice. And thank you, all of you, for watching. And thank you for our director, Tun. And see you next time.